So this is, you've probably all seen it before, this is the survival Lilly knife. Find at the minute I'm going to miss with using this knife is there's nowhere to put a Ferrocerium rod. On my sheath on my other knife, there's a section just there the Ferrocerium rod will slide into. So I'm was a little bit not gutted, but I needed to come up with some way of putting a Ferrocerium rod on it. So one idea I come up with was using some old bicycle inner tube and putting it on it to keep it in. But then I thought to myself, that's a two-handed job to put it away. So I seen a couple of videos on YouTube on how to customize Kydex knife sheaths. So one guy I seen, he was using M40 grenade pouches, I think it was. So I went on to eBay and I managed to pick up this. This is an M40, I think it was, Condor grenade pouch. So I'll open it up. It's only shallow, but it's quite wide. But all I'm going to keep in here is a Ferrocerium rod, because if you look inside, I don't know if you can make it out on the camera, there is a little section just here that you can slide your Ferrocerium rod into. So I'm going to customize it so it just pops out the bottom, so when it's folded over it'll keep it all in place and won't rot. So what I'm going to do is, this is Molly on the back of this pouch. So as you can see, just clips off, and it is Molly. If anyone knows what Molly is, it's a way of attaching pouches or bags together, or pouches to bags, and it makes a very modular system. Obviously the knife doesn't come with any Molly adapters on it, but what I'm going to use some 550 paracord to make the Molly adapters for the knife. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it around the knife, then I'm going to wrap it around this, and then I will thread that through, so on. If you know what, you'll see in the video as I go on and I'll show you. Also, having the 550 paracord on there, this is a survival knife, so having the 550 paracord already on my knife is going to be really good. If I ever needed the paracord in an emergency, I can just untie the knot, unravel it, and then I've got a couple of foot of 550 paracord, as well as my firelighting kit, Ferrocerium rod, and I'll have my survival knife. So everything be a nice little survival kit just in the knife. And if you're liking these videos, please subscribe. I'll bring you back in a second when I'm just setting up the Molly setup on the new knife. See you in a minute. Okay, so I've removed the knife just for safety. Okay, so as you can see, this is the Kydex sheath. As you can see, it's got all little holes and cutouts. Okay, so I'm going to use these holes and cutouts to make the Molly system for the knife. First thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to thread it through this first eyelet and just knot it off, so that it's going to be knotted at the back, so it's got some sort of tension and rigidity as I'm threading it all through. Okay, so I've just had to bend that out the way slightly. So all I'm going to do, just a little overhand knot. Just a normal little knot, just like that, as you can see. And all I'm going to do is pull that in. Okay. So as you can see now, I've locked that into place just in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to wrap it round. I think I've cut off a little bit too much paracord, but I'd rather have too much than too little. Okay, so now I'm just going to thread that just through that part of the knife. Okay, just like that. And then I'm going to pull it through. You can see. Sorry if the camera skills are a bit bad. I've never done one of these videos before, so it's a bit new to me recording like this. Okay, just make sure it's not all tangled up. Okay, so I'm gonna pull it through. So it's not. So now you can see it's all pulled through just like that. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna bring over my condor pouch, and I will just thread one side through, thread the other side through, just like that. Okay, so as you can see now, what I'm going to do is pull this nice and tight. So that is pulled nice and tight, and then all I'm going to do, I'm going to wind down to there, and then I'm going to thread it through, just like that. So I'll wrap it all up so it's kept nice and tight to the knife. Once I get to this part, I will then pass that back through on itself. So what I'll do is I'll put you on a bit of a time lapse so you can watch me doing it in quick time. Saves you watching me waffle on. Okay folks, so that was the video. I hope you really enjoyed it. Video was on a bit of a time lapse because nobody wanted to see me just weaving the paracord around the knife. But if you've got any questions, drop me a message on Instagram or drop me a comment, and what I'll do is I'll do an actual slow video of me just threading the knife, and I'll send you it personally if you're unsure what to do. Okay, so this is what the knife looks like now. So there's the pouch on the side of the knife, and all I've done is I weaved the paracord around it so the molly could clip into it just like that. So just something a little bit different, and just showing you how to customize the Survival Lilly Kydex sheath. So I think this is going to be really good, especially when I'm out and I've just gone down a bushcraft camp just to do a few little chores or whatever, and I haven't got my full kit with me. At least I know I can always make a fire because I'll have a permanent fire kit on my knife. So the things that I used to do this was I needed a cutting tool. So I used the Survival Lilly knife, as you've seen. Some 550 paracord. I buy this in the rolls. It works out a lot cheaper. So this is 3mm and it's 100 meters of 550 paracord. It's only a cheap brand. Combat UK. They make like any in the military have. These will do some sort of copy of it. Really good, and they're good for the price. I say I got this for, I think it's like £9 a roll or something from Military Mart, Ormskirk Military Mart, where I normally go. But when we were at the bushcraft show, they were knocking these out at £3 a roll. But I had loads. I know Andy and Rani, they both bought some when we were at the bushcraft show. And also, what you'll need is a lighter. Okay, so all a lighter's for is when you cut the paracord, it'll start to fray. If you just melt it a little bit with a lighter, stops the fraying. Wet your fingers and dab it out, and it goes like a plasticky when it's melted, and it'll stop it from fraying. So that's all you need. So I hope you enjoyed that video, and I'm looking forward to get out and using the Survival Lilly knife. Up to now, I can't fault it. I haven't really had a good chance of using it yet, but the build quality, how it feels in my hand, feels great. As I say, one of the other lads I know, Luke, he's also got one. He said it's really good, and all the reviews I've seen on YouTube have said how good it is. So I'm going to be putting this through its paces. So hopefully you'll be seeing a lot more of this in my videos, especially on the upcoming bushcraft camp I'm going to be building down at the Permission. Again, if you're liking these videos, please subscribe and click the icon bell, and it'll give you a notification every time I drop a video. Also, if this is helpful to anybody looking for a Survival Lilly knife or looking at purchasing a new bushcraft or new survival knife, please drop this video into any of the relevant groups that you think it could be helpful in. I've been Panda, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you outdoors sometime. Take care now.